So I get asked specifically about the spelling portion of the good and the beautiful and how I do that every single day. So we are in the midst of our school day, and so this video I am just going to show the spelling portion that I do for each of my kids because they are all using the good and the beautiful language arts, and each of them have a spelling component to their program. So my daughter right here is doing level 1, the good and the beautiful, and this is the lesson we are on today. Now, this curriculum does come with spelling words included in this book. However, when the lesson contains these dictation exercises, she is already working on her spelling, so I'm not going to have her do double spelling. So sometimes when the lesson has spelling, like these words here, we just do that for spelling. And then when the lesson does not contain spelling, such as like this poetry lesson we did, then I will utilize the words at the very beginning, which are her spelling words, and we just work on those. So that's kind of how I do it with her. When we do spelling, we always do it at the end of their language arts lesson, unless it's woven in here like this. But you'll see that they have this one here, and then this one here, and then this one here. I'm just gonna do them all at one time. Okay, so she's already got a few done, so we're gonna go on to the next one. Okay, ready? Mm-hmm. Cool. Good job. Boot. Tool. Roof. Good. This one's going to be a little trickier because it has the beginning sound. Broom. Bra-oom. Good job. Good, and the last one you're gonna do is scoop. Ska.
SK or SC?
SC. Good job. So then I look over her words, and as you guys saw, if she asks me a question, I do help her because I'm not in the business of making a 6-year-old frustrated, but she does really well with this double O sound, so this is not surprising that she can spell most of these words. But you did notice that she went back in and added the R when you did broom, huh? Because you forgot it. Good. So then I would just check that little part off, and then we pick up with our lesson back here. So that is how I do spelling with her. When it's contained in the lesson, I do not use the words at the beginning. When it's not, then I do the words at the beginning, just like they say to do, choosing 5 to 7 words, and we practice them until she gets it. So we're ready to do spelling now. This little guy right here is doing level 3, the good and the beautiful, and that's tomorrow's lesson, but it's a spelling rule. So when we do lessons that include spelling, just like my younger daughter, I do not do spelling words on top of that. However, today's lesson was finishing up these simple and compound sentence exercises, so it didn't include spelling in the lesson. So that's where this comes in. So I get asked a lot, like I said, how I do the spelling portion. So I do it just as they say here, practice spelling words for 5 to 10 minutes. So I get him ready with his notebook. Sometimes he uses the whiteboard, but you prefer to write in a notebook, right, Betty? Yep. So I just follow these here. So I don't really do like a spelling test per se, but I have them practice the words like 3 times each when they don't know it. And you can see we've gone through chart 1 and he's mastered that. So he's colored the dog there. So we worked through chart 2. Now we are currently on chart 3. So the words that I give him, if he spells them right on the first try, I check them as mastered. If he needs to review them, then I check them for review. Okay, so we're gonna be working on the review section of this chart 3 here. So the first word is knot. Like I tied a knot in my shoe.
It's probably not the N-O-T.
No, it's not N-O-T. It has another letter in it. Just do your best.
I'm just adding 2 T's.
Okay, next is measure. I will measure how tall I have gotten. Next one?
Yep.
Toward. Let's go toward the mall. Once he's written down his words, then I go through and I write them correctly if they're misspelled, and then he writes them 2 times each, and we continue working on these words until he masters them. So I don't go on to the next chart on here until he gets these words pretty accurate. So I'm gonna make those corrections and then he's gonna write them, and that is how we do spelling. We do it about 2 to 3 times a week. So, you know, we do language arts for 5 days a week. So not quite every day, but mostly. All right, so my third kiddo is ready for their spelling now. Like I said, I do them at the end of the lesson. So he is doing level 5, and you can see here that we at the beginning of the year went through these misspelled words, and he now can spell all of these correctly. So I just highlighted the ones that he needed to practice. But in this course, they are to do sentence dictation spelling exercises, where they're spelling these sentences that focus and emphasize these different spelling issues, basically. And then you check them when they're completed. Now with him, we do spelling every day. He does his language arts, and I vary the number of sentences between 5 and 10 just based on time and different, different things that day. So you can see we've checked this one off because we've gone through the whole thing. So now we are on list number 3, and I just make like a little line so I don't lose my place of where I am, but we're up here now. So he's ready to go. He's got his pencil and his paper, and I'm just gonna read these sentences off to him and then check them for spelling, and then we correct them together. Okay, the first sentence is, a dove is flying above the green river. And we want correct capitalization in this sentence.
A dove is flying
above green river. Okay, a dove is flying above green river. Good. I am positive, lowercase. It's not two O's. Late to plant seeds in the field. The I and the E need to be switched. Okay? Did you receive, switch, a business letter written in cursive? Good. It's critical, it just has 1 T, that you resolve your problem with your cousin. Good. The chief, the I and the E need to be switched, has the right perspective about life. Okay, good. So we just have to switch a few of the I's and the E's, okay? So the last one is ready for spelling. She is doing level 6 and in 6th grade, and each of her lessons have a spelling portion at the beginning. We do them at the end of the lesson, and it's sentence dictation, and you can see it also works on punctuation and different grammar situations. So it's a good review for everybody. So are you ready?
Yes.
So I just read them to her and then we correct them together at the end. So the first one is yes, an introductory word can be taken off a sentence without changing its meaning. Make sure you put punctuation in there.
Yes, an introductory
Word can be taken off a sentence without changing its meaning. So then the next part that I always do with her is we just go through and I make the corrections on here, and then if it's a spelling error, then she writes it 3 times each. And then I also fix the punctuation on her page. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So we have a few words that need some help, so that's how we go ahead and do it. And she's going to now write them 2 times each. So that is how we do the spelling portion of The Good and the Beautiful for levels 6, 5, 3, and 1. I hope this helps you guys see how we do it. If you have any other questions for me about spelling, you can post them down in the comments below and I will get back to you guys right away. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.